Last night was crazy. So crazy that I forgot the mug. Good morning, Switch fans. No. I can't do it without the mug. What is words? Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. I've got hands. You are the fans of the Switch. Hopefully still. After last night's insane announcement, Nintendo has done things like this before, but never quite like this. And I think we really need to talk about just how odd and strange last night's Twitter unveiling, debacle, mockery, meme really was, and what it means for the rest of 2023. Because I stand before you here today, despite receiving a new Nintendo Switch game announcement last night, and yet we still don't know what's after Pikmin 4. But I think this actually helps illuminate some things, and I want to fill you in. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all doing awesome. How could you not be? Nintendo put out the horse game. Horse game, everybody, 1-2 Switch. It launches June 30th. It's $30. If you thought 1-2 Switch, the original, was overpriced at $50, well, hey, they chopped another $20 off. Now, what makes this so strange isn't that there's a horse host, although that story is weird as well, because they started referring to this host as horse in the game, because horse sounded enough like the English word host that it kind of just would be one and the same. So his name is Horse, but it's supposed to be host, but saying horse in other languages sounds a lot like host. Yeah, he's the host horse, the horse. So it's not just because of this strange horse. It's not just because 1-2 Switch is getting a sequel, even though no one asked for it. It's because they did it with a tweet. They've done that before, right? Paper Mario, Labo, Ring Fit Adventure. They did it with a single screenshot. Just one. And it's not even of the game. It's of like the goofy people looking weird. They've never done that before. And there's no trailer. They've also never done that before. When they announced Labo and they announced Ring Fit Adventure, they were big, actually kind of solid, well-produced trailers to explain what the heck Nintendo was thinking. When they go off the wall with these titles, when they deliver sort of their quirky, family-branded ideas, they make sure to keep them separate, but they show them off. This game is separate, but not shown off. When was the last time Nintendo announced a first-party game with a screenshot that wasn't even from the game, instead probably from the trailer? I mean, maybe it's in the game somewhere, but you know what I'm saying. They're not showing any gameplay whatsoever. So you gotta ask yourself, is the game so bad that it doesn't even earn itself a trailer? Is the game so horrible? And remember, we had a report from last June where Imran Khan was saying that game testers were so bored with this game, we're talking families and kids, they didn't even want to finish the rounds. Now, it's had a year since then to sizzle or burn. I can't quite tell. We can't tell anything because Nintendo won't tell us. But the hope is that this could evolve into something like Nintendo Jackbox, which isn't a bad idea. But it sounds like it's starting from a very bad foundation. And I think all of it goes back to the horse. I don't know why you do that. I think they're trying to be clever. I think they're trying to be memey. I think they're trying to be social media TikTok friendly. I think they're trying to be hip, and Nintendo, they need a hip replacement. Okay, they don't get it. But what I don't get is why announce this game in this way with no trailer or gameplay or anything to at least see if people are interested. And you're telling me one of two things. Either you want to show this game off later in a different way, or it really is so bad that you're afraid. Now, it was reported that some people in Nintendo last year were afraid to release this game because they thought it would hurt the reputation of Nintendo first party. That's how bad this was being received internally. Not like, oh, I don't know, maybe we should have picked a different final boss, but like, no. They thought this would literally destroy the reputation of Nintendo, a company that is sky high. Tears of the Kingdom just came out. Now, it's funny that this is coming out right after Tears of the Kingdom, and I almost wonder if Nintendo, their goal is to sort of mask it. I don't think nobody believed there would be a June Nintendo Switch first-party game. June 30th, it's really kind of playing catch-up at the end of the month, but it's still June, the 6th month. They had one in 4, they have one in 5, now they have one in 6. The heck is going on? What's going on is we still have nothing after Pikmin 4. Even with this crazy announcement, we got nothing after Pikmin 4, and you're in the same boat. Nintendo has no games. But I'm telling you, there's no way they put this thing out in June, so soon after Tears of the Kingdom, and so soon close to Pikmin 4, if they don't have more. But what does this mean for a Nintendo Direct? And I think this might be the most fascinating piece for you, because most of you, frankly, aren't going to be interested in everybody Switch. I just don't believe it. I mean, maybe Nintendo comes out with a home run hitter. There have been some times where casual games have transcended things like Wii Sports, and I guess even Nintendo Switch Sports are good examples. Everybody, what's that game called? 1 vs. 100 on Xbox. Like, people really liked that. What's interesting is that the reception and reaction has been, maybe there's no Direct, because why would this not have been in a Direct? If there was a Direct anytime soon, wouldn't Nintendo have wanted to give this game buzz? Buzz is also a good casual one. It's like trivia with a buzzer. I loved that on PlayStation back in the day. I felt so cool with my buzzer. I was like a young Regis Philbin. Anyways, Nintendo is doing something that they've done before in this way. Labo and Ring Fit were not part of Directs originally. At their announcement, Nintendo takes these much more casual, quirky, in some ways like, I don't know if you want to say like educational, or if you want to say like lifestyle related, these alternative games, and they separate them because they don't want to, get this, they don't want to bring down the Direct. Oh, someone should tell them that they already do that themselves more often than not, but hey, I appreciate the effort. They don't want to clog up your Nintendo Direct, your hyped, coveted, amazing, wonderful showcase with something like this. And in this specific example, they don't even want to clog your brain with a single second of gameplay. That's how much they want to keep this out of the spotlight. So, in fact, this coming out, to me, almost enhances the likelihood of a Direct, because these games specifically do not appear at Directs, and its release date, its proximity to Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4 indicates that Nintendo is a rumbling. If nothing else, this should indicate to you that Nintendo can hide. They can keep twos up their sleeve. I was going to say aces, but I think this is like a 2 or a 3. They can keep aces up their sleeves as well, kings and queens, but they also have 3s. Nintendo sits on games. Nintendo secretly develops games. Nintendo hides games from the public eye, and Nintendo loves to let you know this is out in a month, 30 days, 29 days, whatever. Nintendo can have a Direct still in June or July, and they can bring forth many more announcements that help set the stage for what's after Pikmin 4. And if nothing else, this really should assure you that Nintendo is not coasting. They have jam-packed the first half of the year. And no matter how you look at it, what you think these titles are for or about, are they just sort of peppered in to support Zelda? Are they to hide from the mainstream eye because nobody wants to show 1-2 Switch, but they need to get it out to recoup some of the money? I don't know. Whether the game is a golden 9.5 or an awful 3, it tells you one thing. Nintendo is hard at work, and Nintendo is striving for 15 million consoles. Nintendo is going to release more first-party software this year, and that plan has always been there. No matter what we think and what we see or what they tell investors, Nintendo is hard at work, and they have games. That's why they're layering them so close to each other. The Xenoblade Final big DLC, like a 20-hour big thing, right next to Tears of the Kingdom, right next to Everybody 1-2 Switch, right, like it's all in a row, and it's not so they can just take off the rest of the year. So I think we can rest the case. Anybody out there who still believes Nintendo is going to coast into the snow, they're going to sled straight through Santa's workshop and say, I don't know, give them a candy bar. Maybe they can have that PlayStation Q thing that remote plays games for an overpriced amount, and it's still kind of cool, but it ain't no Switch. No. Nintendo is hard at work at their own factories, producing games, making maybe greatness, hopefully making awesomeness, and hopefully making things like Metroid Prime 4, which would be perfect to hit this holiday season when there isn't anything. That's the end of the sentence. There isn't anything. Because what's great about Everybody 1-2 Switch is we still have nothing. If Everybody 1-2 Switch was announced for September, October, August, any of those other months, we could panic a bit. We could say, okay, Nintendo is now setting up this future where we have a casual, supposedly horrid game that nobody wanted to play, and even kids who were invited to play it. Imagine that. Like, let's just really take a moment. You're a kid, you get invited to play a brand new Switch game, you get to play test it, nobody knows about it, it's secret, it's not even out yet. How cool is this? The experience great. And you show up and the game is so bad that you want to leave. You're so bored you don't want to finish playing. And you got to go to a special early screening of a game that nobody knows about, your friends don't even know exists. Think about how cool that'd be and how much you'd want to play that game and soak up that moment. It would be defining for your video game childhood. And these kids wanted to leave. So anyways, with this game that is apparently atrocious, with this horse host, it's June 30th, thank goodness gracious. If they put an 8, a 9, a 10, an 11, or a 12 on that release date, this would be a different video. I'd have my hat like this, we'd be sitting like this, and I'd be freaking out with y'all. But instead, we just get to laugh. Nintendo's trying to be funny, I guess. And a June Direct or a July Direct or anything like that could still happen. I still believe before Gamescom in August, we're going to get Nintendo's slate of games, and I still think that there's a chance before Pikmin, maybe after Pikmin, but in the next summery months, you're going to see what's from Nintendo, and it's going to be this year, and it's going to be awesome. Or maybe they're just pushing this out and getting rid of it because there actually is a Switch 2. Still hold that dear to my heart as a possibility. You may not believe it. It may be totally crazy, but it could happen. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Everybody Want to Switch, Nintendo's really weird way of debuting it without anything to support it, and what it means for the rest of the year. Do you agree? Lots of Switch stuff. Can we finally all just put to rest? No coasting. They ain't coasting. They're horsing around. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. Appreciate you even more. SwitchForce out.